football fans? Welcome back to the channel. I am so glad you're here with me in week 1 of the NFL regular season. The air smells different. It feels different. I'm walking with a pep in my step. Football is back and it feels right. I can barely hold my breath until Thursday, truly. So what I want to do is go through what to expect this week in the picks with you. This week it marks the beginning of a new journey for us in an exciting year of football, and it's a competitive season, and preseason, yeah, it's fun to watch, and we can get some takeaways from it. But now is when the real action starts, and from week 1, right off the jump, this is where the narrative is formed. These games matter, and these games start to reveal trends that we're going to dive into deeper. And every single week into this season, we're going to learn more and more and uncover the truth behind some of these NFL trades, how these playoffs are going to look, and so many different elements of the season. We're going to start to get a little taste of this week, and I know that you, just like myself, cannot wait. So, I'm really excited that you're here watching this with me. I'm using the latest stats, player performances, match trends. I am armed with all the data and the insights and comments from people like you watching who have incredibly insightful opinions, all to form a look at what we're facing this week in the lineup. So whether you are all in on one team, you're betting on pick'em, you're just here for fun, I'm fired up and I'm ready to dissect all these matches with you. And week 1, it's already offering us a lot. Micah Parsons hit an injury, some old school quarterbacks versus new generation quarterbacks. Amari Cooper's getting some shade. He caught a stray. There's a lot going on this week, all revealed to us through the scope of this week 1 schedule. So let's dive into this. Let's see what we think here. Thursday night, you guys, we are going to see the Cowboys in Philadelphia take on the Eagles. It has to be the Eagles here. It just has to be. The Cowboys have a lot to prove this season, clearly, and a chip on their shoulder. We've talked about them ad nauseum here. It's just too early for them to have their ducks in a row to beat the reigning Super Bowl champs. They have a lot to get in order, and that's absolutely valid. The Eagles are favored here by 6.7 points, so that the spread agrees with me as well. And I'm sure you'll have your thoughts on this that I'd love to hear. But I was talking to a buddy today, and he was saying, "Oh, I just think that the Eagles are kind of resting on their laurels, and the Cowboys are going to come take them by surprise." And maybe I'll be eating my words next week. Who knows? For our next matchup, we are going to be seeing, speaking of Super Bowls, we're going to see the Chiefs take on the Chargers. So the Chargers, definitely a force to be reckoned with in Southern California. I will absolutely give them that. I think it's going to be the Chiefs here. They're favored by 3 points. The thing about this game, you guys, they're playing it in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern time for us, and God knows what time for them there. I just think, and let me get on my soapbox here, it bugs the heck out of me when they do these international games, especially because at the beginning of the season, it's like, why do 2 teams have to start out their season jet lagged, tired, on their heels, exhausted? I understand why the NFL does it, but I don't think it makes sense. We have the Raiders taking on the Patriots in Foxborough. So the Patriots are favored here by 0.8 points. But you guys, I'm taking the Raiders on this one. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This year is the Raiders' year. Pete Carroll will not lose his head coaching debut. He simply won't. He lost when he was a Seahawks head coach. He lost to the Patriots in the 2015 Super Bowl. There's energy there. There's energy between this matchup, mark my words. And Amari Cooper, Brock Bauer, Max Crosby, period. Like, they're coming out hot. But I wanted to mention this. Amari Cooper caught a stray randomly. So I read this interview from, he's I think a GM for the Oakland Athletics, soon to be the Las Vegas Athletics. And this is relevant because their stadium is going to be within a stone's throw of the Raiders stadium. So I get it. Las Vegas is trying to cultivate like a sports sort of symposium of coaches and make them personalities. That's totally cool. But this Athletics or A's guy goes, he says Amari Cooper, having him on the field just isn't worth it. He says, it reminds me of the Keenan Allen thing. It's just roll with the kids. What does adding Amari Cooper at this stage do for you? I couldn't disagree more with that. I think something I've talked about before on this channel is the magical cohesion between an older quarterback or position player and a younger rookie getting a fresh start. That kind of cohesion, when you get it, it fits like a glove. And that's what takes a team from a division winner to a Super Bowl contender. So I think it's very silly to rule out the merit that an older player can bring to the Raiders. And I think you could very easily make the opposite argument. This guy could have gotten on here and said that the Raiders needed more veteran energy and expertise and knowledge. I think it's silly. I think he's just trying to grab a headline, but he got it because I'm talking about it. Next, we go to the Steelers versus the Jets. This one, it's Aaron Rodgers, period. I mean, washed up, maybe. Annoying, sometimes. Talented, yes. Chip on his shoulder, probably. I think he's got too much ego involved to let this game escape him. The Steelers are favored by 3 points, so I think Vegas agrees with me here. This is another game that I'm very excited to watch. Then we take it to Indianapolis, where the Dolphins will be playing the Colts. The Colts are going to take this one, and I don't say that because of that I believe in the Colts. I'm saying it because of how little I believe in the Dolphins. And I'm sorry if you're a Dolphins fan. I've been a fan of a team that had a rough couple of years. Certainly, we all have. But the Dolphins just don't have much to bring to the table here, I'm going to be honest. And there's two stats that jump out to me when I look at this matchup. It's the Miami Dolphins. They allowed 105.6 rushing yards per game last year. It's the 21st in the NFL. So, bottom half of that stack there. And the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, he led the league with rushing yards last year, and he averaged 4.7 yards per carry. So when you take those two sides of the spectrum, that dichotomy, it's not going to end well for the Colts. Not going to end well for the Dolphins. And I certainly wish them a successful season, and I want all their players to stay healthy, but I just don't see it shaking out their way. Next, we take it to New Orleans, where the Cardinals will be taking on the Saints. So the Saints, man, I mean, they're either going to start one of their two rookie quarterbacks, Spencer or Tyler. Both struggled in the preseason. And they're going to face the Cardinals defense, who they have 5 new starters. They ranked top 10 in pressure rates during August scrimmages, which that's a neither here nor there fact, but it's something. The Saints have too much to iron out on their end. It's just like the Cowboys. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There is too much to unpack for them to come out of the gates like this and beat a team like the Cardinals. So I see the Cardinals taking this one, but I will say that if the Saints are able to pull it out of the bag this week, it will be because of a better than average performance by whichever rookie quarterback they play the most. And then if they do win with that rookie quarterback, he will be named their starter on Tuesday. That's my prediction right there. It's the Commanders, period. Debo, Terry McLaurin, Jayden Daniels, though, I really want to see more of you. He took us by surprise at the end of last year. The Commanders were hot. I mean, they were in the play. We had an incredible last 20% of the season last year. I want to see more. Whew, this game, you guys. This is the Panthers versus the Jaguars. It's a tough matchup. Not because either team is good, but it's just brutal. I think if you're watching Red Zone, you are not going to see a lot of footage of this game. The Jaguars are set to beat the Panthers, according to the odds, thanks to a fully healthy Trevor Lawrence. That's awesome. They do have a new head coach, Liam Cohen, who he last year had a bit more of an aggressive play calling scheme than we've seen for the Panthers in the past. For the Jaguars in the past. I don't want to say too much about. It's not effective to be negative, but I don't know, you guys. Carolina's defense is ranked 32nd points in yards allowed last season. Their quarterback depth was very much exposed to their detriment when Jack Plummer played in the preseason this year. I don't know. I don't have a ton to say about this one, but Jaguars, I guess it is. Okay, next you guys, we're going to see the Bengals take on the Cleveland Browns in Ohio. This one, it belongs to the Bengals, in my opinion. This one's great, though, because you have Joe Burrow and Joe Flacco. There's that beautiful quarterback life cycle just appearing before our very eyes. Both players still somehow incredibly prime and in their relevance, in relevant. Joe Flacco, especially, props to him. He's had a second life breathed into him, and that man's a legend. So I think the Bengals are going to take this one. If they don't take it, they will be blaming Joe Mixon. You will hear every Bengals fan saying, "Oh, just wait for Joe Mixon to come back." We'll see. Next, we see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're going to take on the Falcons. So the Bucs are kind of an AFC powerhouse this year. It's not really a hot take, but they are. And the Falcons haven't beaten the Bucs since October of 2024. I don't think that's going to change this week. So, best of luck to both teams, though, certainly. Now we move forward to the Tennessee Titans taking on the Broncos in Mile High Stadium. So this one, you've got Pat Surtain, Bo Nix, Russell Wilson. I'm excited for this one. Now, you guys, Russell Wilson gives me very Unk energy. And if you don't know what I mean by Unk, it's spelled U-N-C. It just kind of refers to like an avuncular uncle type figure, like sort of a friend, dad figure, but he's a little more cool and like down to hang than a dad. This is what Russell Wilson is to me, and honestly, what he always has been to me since the moment that he graduated, finished college. So I'm excited to see this energy from him, from Joe Flacco, from Aaron Rodgers. I'm excited to see these kind of, these veteran guys come out in the field and take some ownership as they have every right to and as they deserve to. So to me, this one's going to the Broncos. So we'll have to see what happens there. This one hurts me, you guys. I'm a lifelong Niners fan. I've been on Good Morning America twice as a 49ers super fan. It's like I breathe, eat, sleep 49ers. It's one of my favorite things in the world besides my family. But this one, I have to be a realist about it. I think that the Seahawks are going to get them here. I'm a little bit too close to this to give you like more reasons why, other than just like I feel it in my gut. And historically under Shanahan, the 49ers, they start off slow. And they build momentum throughout the season. That's the way it's been the last 6 years. And I expect that we'll see that play out tomorrow. That's all right. Okay, now we're going to the game that everybody is talking about. We are watching the Detroit Lions play the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. So this is definitely going to be the game that everyone's tuning into this week. If you have to pick one, I would do this is one of the two games I would recommend that you make sure you tune into. The Lions are favored by 1 point, so this is one of the tightest spreads throughout all of the matchups this week. I think Jared Goff isn't playing around. This guy, he's ready to go. He's oiled. He's ready. This man, he's not rusty. He's ready to go. He's been here before. He'll be there again. He's a NFL Hall of Famer in the making. I have a lot of trust in this man. Gosh, I think if the Lions don't pull it out, it's going to be real close. But you guys, just thinking about Micah Parsons walking out of the tunnel with Jordan Love, my goodness, it is going to be fun to watch. I mean, that's history in the making. That's good times. Then we will see the Houston Texans come west to LA to play the Rams. The Rams are an NFC powerhouse, whether we like it or not. As a Niners fan, I don't always like it. ESPN has the Rams favored by 2. I'm aligned with that. That's sitting comfortably with me. I do want to say, though, I would bet money that Nico Collins has a breakout year on the Texans. I think we're going to see a little flavor of that during this game, but Nico Collins, he's one to watch this year. Mark my words on that. That man is young. He's healthy, knock on wood. He's smart. I have a lot of hope for him on the Texans. And second to last, this is the game that you need to be watching. If you have to pick 2, this is the second game that you need to tune into, okay? We're going to watch the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson, in my opinion, should have been the NFL MVP last year, play Buffalo Bills in New York. So the Bills, they are hot, hot, hot with the Hard Knocks cameras on them. They've had the cameras on them the last 2 months. They are, I mean, think about it. If you were them, you every day in and day out, you have cameras on you. You have people. You're getting extra VIP treatment. There is no way they come into this game and lose it. There's just no chance. I mean, but it's so challenging because this could very well be our AFC championship this year. I don't know. I have to say it's going to be the Bills, but Lamar Jackson is freaking unstoppable. So I'm putting my money and my words on the Bills, but I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't go that way. Last but not least, we are seeing the Minnesota Vikings take on Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. The Vikings without Sam Darnold are going to be fascinating to watch, to be honest. I would be sweating it if I was them. I don't know much about their new quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. I don't know much about him, to be totally frank. Justin Jefferson's going to be a beast, always has been a beast. thank gosh for him. I mean, if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm saying my prayers for him every day. The Bears, I'm so sorry, Caleb Williams and the Bears, you do not stand a chance. And I'm not saying that to be sassy. It's just the facts. And if you do pull out a win, I will be so excited for you, rooting for you in spirit. I just don't think it's going to happen for you. But you guys, oddly, the Bears are favored by 0.9 points. So maybe I'll be eating my words. I think that spread is due to the fact that people are really unsure about what the Vikings are going to look like with their new quarterback. And of course, I am too. But something about the Vikings, I don't know. Their coaching staff is very solid. I think they are more than prepared for this game. And I think they've probably done an exceptional job preparing McCarthy for this. So I do have faith in that. But we'll have to check back next week because I could be eating my words. So all right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take these picks. You're going to do an NFL pick 'em. You're going to maybe put money on it. I'm not encouraging gambling. I'm kind of encouraging gambling because it's sometimes fun. And we're going to check back next week and we're going to see how things shook out. I am really excited for that. I'm also really excited to see what comes of that Micah Parsons hidden injury. We didn't get to touch on that too much today, but I do predict that he will not be playing the full game. I don't think he'll be seeing all 4 quarters. I think they'll probably put him in the first quarter and the second quarter, maybe a little bit of the third. And I don't think that's because it won't be a close game. But I think he hasn't had much time to learn the playbook. He hasn't had much time to like work with these offensive and defensive coordinators. I don't see it happening that way. And I think that his injury will be a perfect avenue for him to take a little bit of a beat and see how, if he can adjust to this new regime, if you will, under Matt LaFleur. So that's it for this week. Let's keep talking. Talk to me about if you crazily disagree with one of these matchups. Like, seriously, nothing makes me happier than to hear that. And I love hearing what you think. And I love hearing why. And I can't wait to tune in. And we'll all be tuning in at the same time this weekend. So, all right. I hope everyone has an amazing rest of the week. And we will talk next week. Bye.